Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Greetings to my dear global family. Today we have initiated a new segment called Immigration Matters, and this is the first video on this topic in which we will be covering recently launched graduate immigration route. Now, graduate immigration route is similar to those who are familiar with it. It's for international students, especially for those who have completed their qualification in the United Kingdom. Ideally, this is for all those people who have until 30th of June 2021 have completed their qualification. They can qualify to apply for this scheme, and we will discuss in further detail, but this scheme is now active. It means application for this immigration route are being accepted now. It is important for us to, as a migrant myself to the United Kingdom, we all understand how much, after completing your study, how much value it holds that you will be able to gain experience. And the immigration schemes like post-study work or this recently launched graduate immigration route, these provide students an opportunity to find job, and it's not limited to for us to have a sponsor or somebody have a specific area of field to work, or you're working with some specific person. So it's an open opportunity, and we all understand living in abroad now that being able to work, it improves your quality of life economically. It makes things better for us. There are a lot of opportunities, and as a student, international student, if you are able to secure a job, that means not only gaining experience, but obviously financial ability to make money, which is very, very important. Moving on, this is a point-based system in the immigration route, and I've just discussed that it's important for all international students to understand that if they have completed their degree in the UK, they will be able to qualify for this route. Now, who is eligible to apply? All international student who has completed a degree at undergraduate level or above. There is a possibility of a duration change. If you are a PhD student, you can apply for a graduate immigration route for a 3 years visa, whereas if you are somebody who has completed undergraduate or postgraduate degree, it will be for 2 years. And it's important that you have completed your entirely course to totality, like you have to be completed your course entirely your course in the UK whilst you are staying here. You have done it. There could be some circumstances where the people have traveled out and they are doing a study through internet because of the travel ban and these scenarios. So there is, or somebody doing a remote study due to COVID, there is a specific concession which has been agreed by the UKVI. So in such circumstances, I will highly recommend you visit the website. The link is in the description. And because case to case basis it will be different, but there is a provision for you to apply or access that ability, because the requirement is you have to be in the UK to apply for it, but there is a specific concession attached to the COVID circumstances. The good thing about this route is that the student are not required to show any funds or finances in their bank, and also they do not need to obviously demonstrate English language ability. If you have completed a degree, that becomes not applicable. It is important, I'll re-emphasize on this point, that you do not need to show any funds. It is contrary to specific visa routes, which means that for 3 months or 9 months, you don't have to have a bank statement which demonstrate your particular amount of funds being maintained. Student must have completed a qualification, because at the time of tier 4 application, you must have been given a CAS, which is called confirmation of acceptance of study. Now your institution will be, or even whilst on your CAS, if you have changed your degree, that will be reported to the sponsor management system, which is run by the institution or university you are studying at. Your institution will be able to update the sponsor management system, tier 4 sponsor management system, which will confirm that you have completed your qualification. On the topic of fees, the graduate route application fee is 700, and there is a health surcharge for every student, which is 624 per year, and you will need to pay this amount in advance. When it is say per year, if you are a graduate, if you are not a PhD student, that's how the working comes up to. So 700 is the fee. That's the medical surcharge for health surcharge for the year 1. That's the health surcharge for the year 2. So that is the amount of money you have to pay upfront. Remember, it's the same for your dependent. And there is an important point to understand from a dependent's point of view, that if you are a tier 4 student who has a dependent in the country, they will move on to the post-study visa. But if you are now single, or you don't have anybody as a dependent on your visa, and you apply for graduate immigration route, and this does not entitle your dependents to come to this country or join you during this duration of 2 or 3 years. So if they are already on your existing tier 4 visa, they will get a dependent extension. But if they are not, you will not be able to add any dependents on your visa. When should I apply for a graduate route? Once your university has sent you your final results, and not before that. It's very important. Sometimes we think this is completed, but it's important that they you have got your final results. It's not your preliminary result, or you should have a completion statement from course completion statement from your institution, and that is the statement they will upload onto the sponsor management system. And you must be in UK when you apply. And we have already discussed, due to COVID circumstances, if your current location is different, you can look into that possibility. Link is in the description. When should I apply to the graduate route? And one more point which I want to make on the same topic is that you should not leave the UK or common travel area, like UK, Scotland, and these places, whilst your application is in the process. So it's important for you to understand that doing so will affect your eligibility for graduate route. It's important that you do not leave UK, and you do not even going to Europe. As you, I hope you understand the point of common area is that common travel area is that you have to remain in UK during the application process. And yes, if your visa expires after you have applied for graduate route, you will be permitted to remain in the UK while your application is being considered. It's an e-digital application system. Like, majority of the applicants will get the visas by entirely digital. So you will start your application, and you will create a UK visa and immigration account. Your ID will be checked, and there is or if you have a your ID digitally, it can be checked. To do this, you will need your biometric resident card permit, and how it happens I can explain to the next slide. There's an app which can help you verify your identity. I haven't used it myself, but this is what is available onto the App Store, and this is also part of the guide, which is again a link in the PDF is. You should be able to check your ID through this. Check the link thoroughly. It explains the app is of the UK Visa and Immigration. It's a government app. It says UK Immigration ID. Use this app to prove your ID as part of your application when you are updating your details to the Home Office. So you connect to the app, you check your document, and you follow the instructions. My personal experience, I haven't used it before, it's a new thing, but you have to try and test it. But this option is obviously available, and that's the link which I will also share in the description box. Please explore. Now, if you have applied using a digital route, as long as you get a notification of the decision, graduate application, you will be able to view your immigration like e-visa. Very, it's very efficient way. And to sign, like if you will use UKVI account credentials to sign in your own application, and follow the prompt which will take your details. Under the graduate route, you are allowed to take up extra study, but you cannot study with a student sponsor on a course. What it means that normally I will assume the people who has completed their degree, they would not like to, the people who are applying for a graduate route, they would not like to go to another graduate program with the same sponsor. So technically speaking, once you have achieved this is solely for the purpose of you finding a job, and then your employer will be able to hire you. And you, as I explained, you are not allowed to bring any new dependents. And graduate route is non-extendable. It does not count towards your settlement. Now it's important to understand that um, there is an indefinite leave to remain, which is connected to your duration in this country. How long have you stayed? So this route does not qualify, this duration of 2 or 3 years does not qualify towards that. But there are further immigration routes in which, if there's a long legal stay route, in which if somebody has stayed and studied in the United Kingdom for 10 years, but in such special cases, your duration will be counted towards your indefinite leave to remain. But the beauty of this program is that if you are gaining experience, you are working with your employer, and if your employer is then able to um, offer you a work permit, which is called cause, if they do that, it's a suitable employment, they will be able to switch you from various work routes from a graduate route. So it you don't need to leave the country, you can move from this immigration category to another, and that's I think is a great, very very big benefit. And yes, you can switch from a skilled, you can switch into a skilled worker route. And I will not read the slide, but if you say to be eligible for skilled worker route, you must demonstrate that you have a job offer, you will be paid the relevant minimum salary threshold by your sponsor. Sponsor means your employer. The word sponsor means, doesn't mean that they will be kind of funding you or sponsoring you. It means they're the people who have applied for um, sponsor license with the UK border agency or UKVI, and through those license they issue you a work permit, so they become your sponsor to your immigration status. And normally that's the minimum threshold. And you can, of course, able to speak English. Going from graduate route, English will not be a requirement, but that's the requirement for a skilled worker route, so that's why it's here. You can find more information in here, link in the description, please. It's important, very much important for me to explain my position on the immigration advice side of it. I am not a solicitor, and I am, whatever I'm sharing with you, this is a signposting and information elaboration video based on the content available on the UKVI website. Many material and pictures are screenshot from the UKVI website. The purpose of this segment in immigration, what we're trying to achieve is, I have an experience, I am an experienced person working with the within the immigration framework in the United Kingdom and back in Pakistan as well. So I had been working with solicitor for over like since I was like 18. So I've been working in a legal environment. So my knowledge is work based. So jargon and understanding of this is based on my work experience. But to give and offer immigration advice, it is important to understand that your case and your advice, final advice, can only be given by solicitor, somebody who is qualified to do that. And there are two ways which works in the UK. One of the way is OISC, which means Office of the Immigration Commission. These are the people who can represent your case, and obviously solicitors and immigration firms can do that. But these information which we are sharing here, this is signposting and common information, and in many cases, based on my over probably 28 years of experience, people do not understand the common information. So the purpose of this immigration matters is that we will be explaining and elaborating on the common information, signposting, advice in terms of what possibilities you have, things which you can do yourself. You do not need a solicitor firm for that. So the channels ethos are based on self-reliance. So immigration is an important matter for me to look into, for people to understand where they stand. It's important. Our next video is very, very important, because we will be bringing to you as an individual how you can request what information the UKVI or border force hold for you. Like you can do it yourself, which will be you can have a request copy for basic information that will include an electronic summary of your immigration history, landing cards which they have stored for you electronically, with the application you submitted outside UK. In case if you were a worker registration scheme on these countries, you can get this information. For a European, entry and exit in and out of UK. In my experience, I have seen many common problem why people get a visa refusal is that they do not declare, let's say 10 years ago, they were refused a visa for even a visitor visa going somewhere. You might not remember that, but it will be in the database. So this information is going to be very, very important for you to understand, like what your immigration footprint is. That will help you decide where you are heading and when you are putting an application. And in the next content we are putting together, this will be able to provide you what information UK border agency hold on you in terms of your immigration journey in this country. You can ask specific question. For example, you can ask, you can clearly, what documents you need, you can ask them. That will be provided. And detailed, it will allow you to request a copy of your home office paper file. And I'm sure the people who are listening to me, they will be thinking like, what this girl is saying. It's important to understand what I'm saying is absolutely correct. And you can get all your information, because there are people whose file have been lost into the system, but if there's a digital record, they will be able to provide you. And you do not need a solicitor to do this for you. You can do it yourself. And how it's going to happen, it is in the next video. All the information in this video is extracted and elaborated from this PDF, which is a publishing asset of the government of United Kingdom. So I have attached this asset as part of this video. So you will be able to look into that information, download the whole PDF. That will help you get all this information at one place. And before I go and conclude this video, just in the morning today, I received a very great surprise that we have achieved 3,000 views on this channel. Like, believe you me, I have no words to thank God, and then obviously to all the audience we have here. Like, it was just a thought to start it, to on the spirit of community support, help, and working for each other, and how you have welcomed it. Under a month, we are at 542 or 43 subscribers. Like, it's unreal, it's unbelievable, and it puts so much energy within my, to my community spirit. I'm a community worker by heart, so I feel privileged to be able to do that and reach to all of you. Thank you ever so much. Thank you ever so much for all your support and love you have shown us. And next video, in this immigration matter, I understand, as from my perspective, I wish I knew these things which I'm sharing with you today, but the great part is whatever we are exploring, researching, and bringing together, it's in a digital form of a video. So please do share, and if you find value in our work, please comment and comment, subscribe, and thank you very much. Thank you so very much for all your love and support. And that is the reward, because all the content is put together is just to make sure that we create convenience of information. All our research and hours we put in to put these videos together are benefiting you. There I end this video. My name is Shabana KHAAN. I take a leave, and before I go, I would really like you to, I really like to thank you all for all your time, and I sincerely wish all those who are going through this immigration route of graduate immigration route, they are able to benefit from this new visa provision, which will be able to help them make money. If you have any question, please feel free to drop them in the comments. Do check the links in the description. Please share and subscribe. Thank you very much. I'll meet you in the next video. Take care. Bye bye.